Hi everyone, my name is Danny Doss and I will be reading to you Josephine. There are a lot of pages. I shall dance all my life. I would like to die, breathless, spent at the end of the dance. Josephine Baker in 1927. Josephine danced a sizzling flapper dance, the Charleston. Knees squeeze, now fly, heels flap and chop, arms scissor and splay, eyes swivel and pop. Josephine all erupted into the roaring 20s. Josephine all razzmatazz erupted into the roaring 20s, a volcano. America wasn't ready for Josephine, the colored superstar. Paris was. The beginning, 1906 to 1917. Josephine, born poor, out of wedlock, in a honky-tonk town, rambunctious, St. Louis, Missouri. Home of the barrel houses, nickel shots of whiskey, and gambling halls. Home of ragtime music, raggedy black music, gotta make the rent music, lift my soul music, golden age music. Josephine's mama scrubbed floors, but would have rather been dancing. Where you were free of how to pay the rent, where you could be the right there in your body, nowhere else, where you could let your body laugh or cry. She dreamt of dancing alongside acrobats, magicians, animals, honky-tonk bands, you name it. Call it vaudeville. The most popular entertainment of the day. Josephine sat on Mama's knee and sponged up that funky music through her ears, her body, her soul. Mama called her Tumpy, that round baby girl, after Humpty Dumpty. With her first breath, she made faces. As soon as she walked, she danced. When she talked, she told stories and kept on all her life, to get attention, to entertain, to suit her mood. She told this story. Walking home from church one day, she stepped on a rusty nail. Her small leg swelled. Doctor said, amputate. Josephine screamed to keep her leg. How was she going to dance with only one leg? She screamed till she fainted. When she woke, she felt for her leg. Yes, there it was. She could have dance for joy. Tumpy and family moved through the slums of St. Louis like a band of vagabonds, from shack to shack. They all six slept in one bed. Daddy and Mama, heads one way, 4 kids the other way, newspapers covering the window. Tumpy was Mama, Daddy, and Santa to the little ones. Old ropes for jumping, bits of chalk for hopscotch, and cats-off dolls. She wrapped in discarded paper, Christmas presents for Richard, Margaret, and Willie Mae. Mama washed laundry for other people. Tumpy scrubbed alongside Mama. And Tumpy danced. I didn't have any stockings. I danced to keep warm. She flung her arms, she flung her legs, like she flung her heart and her soul. 'Cause dancing makes you happy, when nothing else will. Leaving with the show, 1917 to 1921. Race riots, white against Negro, erupted across the river, across from the shanty town. 'Cause some Negroes earned better wages than whites, at better jobs. White rabble-rousers spread lies, said Negroes were invading white neighborhoods to steal, rape, and murder. White folks got scared. The ugly rumors incited some white folks to beat, murder, and burn black East St. Louis. Josephine saw colored people, beaten, fleeing their homes across the bridge over the Mississippi River to St. Louis, to her neighborhood. Fear grasped hold of her heart and squeezed tight the core of volcano. Anger heated up and boiled into steam, pressing hot in a place deep in her soul. Later, she'd let the steam out in little pools. Poof! A funny face. That used to be fear. Poof! She'd mock a gesture that used to be anger. She'd turn it into dance. Ah, very witty. Josephine delivered laundry for Grandma and for Mama. She danced and babysat. She earned pennies. Pennies added up to nickels. Put 3 nickels together and Tumpy went to the Booker T. Washington Theater, the Negro Theater. The place where Ma Rainey sang and Bessie Smith wailed. The place where dancers hoofed, loose-limbed, and companies made you laugh. In those days, Negroes entertained Negroes one place. Whites entertained whites another place. That's how it was. Segregated. Tumpy got the kids on her street to dance and sing on a stage of crates, a makeshift stage, their very own vaudeville. Tumpy starred, of course. She danced the Itch and the Mess Around. Josephine joined the Jones family, a ragtag trio, dancing and playing in the streets, earning spare change. Papa Jones played the big horn. Mama Jones, the trumpet. Daughter Doll played fiddle. Josephine played side trombone. She danced, she sang, she shouted and hollered out on the street. A vivacious vaudeville bounce. The Dixie Steppers, booked at the Booker T. Washington Theater, needed an extra act. The Jones family performed outside, won the job. Off the street and onto the stage, Josephine danced like she was on fire. She arched her back and flipped her tail like a rooster. She flapped and pumped, dancing the turkey trot, so fine that the Dixie Steppers asked her to step along with them. So long, Jones family. Josephine was stepping out. Yes, sir. She soared over the stage as Cupid, god of love, with leaping legs and little wings. Hooked on wires, she held bow and arrow. But her wires got crossed. Couldn't get down. Hanging in midair, she rolled her eyes like shooting marbles. Flailed those long legs. What a clown. Swing, everybody, looking at me. Affected me. Electrified me. The audience laughed themselves to tears. They stomped. They clapped. And Josephine loved that crazy applause. The Dixie Steppers, ready to leave St. Louis to set off on tour, thought Josephine was too young to leave her home. Josephine didn't. She said to her kid sister Margaret, "Cross your heart, swear you won't tell Mama. I'm leaving with the show." And Josephine set out with the Dixie Steppers. She'd conquer the world and show 'em all. She'd be rich. She'd be famous. She'd even send money home. The Dixie Steppers took the train down the Mississippi, down in New Orleans, dancing, swinging, and partying all the way through the land of the Ku Klux Klan, where hostile white faces hid under white hoods, where white folk threatened colored folk, where whites lived apart, segregated from the colored, where signs for one latrine read "white ladies" and for another "colored women," where a white person wouldn't sell you a cup of coffee because you were Negro. They performed on the black vaudeville circuit, in ramshackle theaters and open hollows, but there was no place to hook up Cupid. So instead of dancing, Josephine became the dresser. She helped dress the dancers down in New Orleans until her usefulness ran out. And who just happened to be in town but the ragtag Jones family, Papa, Mama, and Doll. The Dixie Steppers said, "Stay here with the Joneses, Josephine, because you're not stage material. But that didn't suit Josephine's plan to conquer the world. Before the Dixie Steppers' train steamed out of the station, Josephine hid in a costume trunk, a stowaway kid. She lurched and bounced and bruised inside that truck. The train screeched to a halt, 25 miles down the line. She whimpered and climbed out. The Dixie Steppers scolded her, consoled her, took her back into the fold. She begged the director, Mr. Bob Russell, could she please dance on stage? She knew every dance, every song. Mr. Russell said her skin was too light to fit in with the other girls. To the whites, I looked chocolate. To the blacks, like a pinky. But Mr. Russell, tired of her begging, let her join the chorus line. Hoorah! Josephine danced on stage after stage, sang to the crowds, but was kept out of the restaurants, hotels, and train stations, for whites only. Josephine's volcanic core heated like a hot steam relief. Poof! The chorus kicked forward, and she kicked backward. Pop! They studded. Josephine shimmied instead. The hooves in the chorus scowled. Josephine stepped out of line at the end of the chorus line, dancing with the Dixie Steppers, all the way up to Philadelphia, where the Dixie Steppers, tired of the road, went their separate ways. Isn't my face made for steppin'? 1921 through 1925.